Voting is the cornerstone of democracy, a fundamental right and responsibility that empowers citizens to shape the future of their nation. It is through the act of voting that individuals express their preferences, hold leaders accountable, and contribute to the collective decision-making process. Despite its significance, voter turnout remains low in many countries, with some citizens feeling apathetic or disconnected from the political process. This essay explores the compelling reasons why every citizen should vote, emphasizing its impact on governance, representation, social progress, and civic responsibility. Voting as a democratic duty at its core, democracy thrives on participation. Voting is not merely a privilege but a duty that sustains the democratic system. When citizens vote, they uphold the principles of self-governance, ensuring that the government reflects the will of the people. Each vote is a building block in the democratic structure, reinforcing the legitimacy of elected officials and policies. Abstaining from voting weakens this foundation, as it reduces the diversity of voices shaping the nation's direction. For instance, low voter turnout can lead to governments that do not fully represent the population, as only a fraction of perspectives are considered. By casting a ballot, citizens actively participate in the democratic process, affirming their commitment to a system that values their input. Moreover, voting is a hard-won right. History is replete with examples of individuals and groups fighting for suffrage, from women's suffrage movements to civil rights struggles. These efforts underscore the value of the vote as a tool for equality and justice. Choosing not to vote disregards the sacrifices made by those who fought for universal suffrage, diminishing the legacy of their struggles. Every citizen, therefore, has a moral obligation to honor this right by participating in elections, ensuring that the democratic ideals of fairness and inclusion are upheld. Ensuring representation and accountability. Voting is the primary mechanism through which citizens influence who represents them and how they are governed. Elected officials make decisions that affect every aspect of life, from healthcare and education to economic policies and environmental regulations. By voting, citizens choose leaders whose values and priorities align with their own, ensuring that their interests are represented in government. Conversely, when citizens abstain, they risk allowing candidates or policies misaligned with their needs to prevail. This can lead to governance that prioritizes certain groups over others, perpetuating inequality and marginalization. Additionally, voting holds elected officials accountable. Politicians are more likely to respond to the needs of an engaged electorate, knowing that their performance will be evaluated at the ballot box. When voter turnout is high, leaders are incentivized to act in the public's best interest, as their re-election depends on voter approval. Low turnout, however, can embolden officials to prioritize special interests or neglect pressing issues, as they face less scrutiny. By voting consistently, citizens send a clear message that they are watching and expect accountability, fostering a government that is responsive and transparent. Driving social progress and change. Voting is a powerful tool for driving social progress and addressing systemic issues. Elections provide opportunities to support candidates and policies that advance equality, justice, and opportunity. For example, voters can champion initiatives that address climate change, improve healthcare access, or promote economic fairness. Each vote contributes to the collective push for change, amplifying the voices of those who seek to improve society. Conversely, abstaining from voting can stall progress, as it reduces the momentum needed to enact meaningful reforms. Historically, voting has been instrumental in achieving landmark social changes. The civil rights movement in the United States, for instance, gained traction through voter mobilization, leading to legislation that dismantled segregation and expanded voting rights. Similarly, global movements for gender equality and environmental protection have relied on voters to elect leaders committed to these causes. By participating in elections, citizens become agents of change, shaping policies that reflect their vision for a better future. Every vote counts in this process, as even small margins can determine the outcome of elections and the direction of policy. Countering apathy and disillusionment. One reason some citizens choose not to vote is disillusionment with the political system. They may feel that their vote does not matter or that all candidates are equally flawed. While these sentiments are understandable, abstaining from voting only perpetuates the cycle of disengagement and ineffective governance. Voting is not about finding a perfect candidate but about choosing the option that best aligns with one's values and priorities. Even in challenging political climates, a single vote can make a difference, especially in close races where outcomes are decided by narrow margins. Furthermore, voting is a way to combat apathy by actively engaging with the issues that affect society. It encourages citizens to educate themselves about candidates, policies, and current events, fostering a sense of connection to their community and country. This engagement can inspire further civic involvement, such as volunteering, advocating for causes, or running for office. By voting, citizens reject passivity and take an active role in shaping their nation's future, countering the notion that individual actions are inconsequential. Strengthening community and collective power. Voting is a collective act that strengthens communities and fosters a sense of shared purpose. When citizens vote, they contribute to a shared vision for their society, reinforcing the idea that everyone has a stake in the nation's future. This collective power is especially important for marginalized groups, whose voices are often underrepresented in politics. High voter turnout among these communities can amplify their influence, ensuring that their needs and perspectives are addressed. Local elections, in particular, highlight the community building aspect of voting. Decisions about schools, infrastructure, and public services are often made at the local level, directly impacting daily life. By voting in these elections, citizens strengthen their communities, supporting leaders who prioritize local needs. This sense of collective responsibility extends beyond elections, encouraging collaboration and mutual support among neighbors. Voting, therefore, is not just an individual act but a communal one that binds people together in pursuit of common goals. The ripple effect of voting. The impact of voting extends far beyond the individual. Each vote has a ripple effect, influencing not only the voter's life but also the lives of others in their community and beyond. Policies shaped by elections affect entire populations, from future generations to those in different regions. For example, voting for environmental policies today can preserve natural resources for future generations, while supporting equitable economic policies can uplift communities nationwide. By voting, citizens contribute to a legacy of informed decision-making that benefits society as a whole. Additionally, voting sets an example for others, particularly young people. When parents, teachers, and community leaders vote, they demonstrate the importance of civic engagement, inspiring the next generation to participate. This creates a culture of active citizenship, where voting is seen as a natural and essential part of life. Over time, this culture can lead to higher voter turnout, more representative governance, and a stronger democracy. In conclusion, every citizen should vote because it is a fundamental act of democratic participation, representation, and social progress. Voting empowers individuals to shape their government, hold leaders accountable, and drive change on issues that matter. It counters apathy, strengthens communities, and creates a ripple effect that benefits society as a whole. While the political process may have flaws, voting remains the most effective way for citizens to influence the future. By exercising this right and responsibility, every citizen contributes to a vibrant, inclusive, and responsive democracy. The act of voting is a powerful reminder that each voice matters, and together, those voices can transform a nation. Subscribe for more updates.